మా ఊరు వచ్చేసి కంది. నేను ఐఐటి హైదరాబాద్లో రిసెప్షనిస్ట్గా వర్క్ చేస్తున్నాను. మాది చిన్న ఫ్యామిలీ. మా డాడీ వచ్చేసి సెక్యూరిటీగా వర్క్ చేస్తాడు ఇక్కడ. మేము ముగ్గురం కూతుళ్ళమి. కొన్ని ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ వల్ల ఇంకా నేను వర్क చేయాల్సి వస్తుంది.
माझं नाव के संगीता. मी हैदराबादमध्ये राहतो. आता जॉबसाठी मी इकडे कंदी IITमध्ये भाड्याने हो. IIT हैदराबादमध्ये सिक्युरिटीची जॉब करते मी. एक 8 वर्षांनी करलेलो.
To start with my journey up to here, I belongs to a small town in Madhya Pradesh, Harda, and came to this wonderful place called Hyderabad. And that's how I define myself as a daughter of Madhya Pradesh and daughter-in-law of Telangana, that by law I belongs to Telangana more.
I've been here for 12 years, and before that I've worked at other places. I'm the youngest child in the family. I have an elder brother. My parents are there. Yeah, so that's about me.
What aspirations you had during your childhood? What was your dream?
Okay. So I was a typical girl growing up. So I used to like everything that looked good. So I used to see the cabin crew of airlines looking pretty in their outfits. I wanted to be an air hostess. I saw models looking very nice in their outfits. I wanted to be a model. But then I think my brother was the one who said, you know, you've got to be very practical. Our family is never going to allow you in that industry. So you have to choose something better. Again, I went for something that was very good looking. So I used to see all these business women in suits and I thought, okay, I have to be a businesswoman. Then again, practicality came into the picture and I said, okay, I'm never going to get into business. So as I grew up, I think I liked the profession of doctors. I liked the whole aspect of helping people, and my father made me realize along the way that I was someone who could help other people. So maybe, you know, I should probably consider a profession where I'm helping people. Yeah.
As I shared that I am a small town girl, typical Marwari family. So for me the dream was not to get married early. Thanks to my merit in my district and my parents were postgraduate in that time, I could go for engineering, and that's how I completed my communication engineering. And one thing I say that my dream come true, that I'm into a profile which I have a passion for, that is a public relations, and that this profile allow me to be with the people, work for the people and serve the people. So it is a dream come true once again, as I said, to live your dream.
मी लहान राहिल्यासवा माझ्या इच्छा एकच होतं की मी टीचर जॉब करायचं इच्छा होतं मला, पण ते पुरं बी झाले. 2 वर्ष करलं बी. मी लहान पोरांना शिक्षण शिकवले. मी नर्सरी LKGला हैदराबादमध्ये ते.
Yeah, in my childhood I wanted to be a journalist or writer, so who travel all over the world. So it's different from my current occupation and profession right now. However, I often travel between India and Japan and among some Asian countries for research purpose now. I think it's closely linked to my aspiration in my childhood.
So that was the most interesting question. I feel like, because my dream was to come to IITs. Not in this way, maybe I am in another route. But actually my father was in Indian Railways, and he was an engineer, and most of his colleagues were engineer, and few of them were from IIT Kharagpur and IIT Kanpur, and I adore them. I mean, I'm talking about male again, but that's how it is. So I adore them, and when I got to know about their background and all, generally in India people talk about where they have gained their education and all. So that's how I fascinated about IITs, and then another was JNU. So I tried for JNU, however things didn't turn up and all. So but somehow, when you say na, there is a saying that जब आप किसी चीज़ को बहुत शिद्दत से चाहो तो पूरी कायनात. So maybe not in that way, but eventually I ended up at IIT in some other way.
Nice question. I was one of those kids who have a different dream while growing up. I mean, in every growing every class, if someone asks me what do you want to become, I'll say fashion designer. If someone asks me the next year what do you want to become, I want to become a doctor. So till my graduation, I didn't have a particular goal in my life. But what really, excited me while I was growing up was music. I always wanted to be in front of the camera, and I love singing and dancing. But deep inside, when I was in school or when I was in college, I had a very deep admiration for the teachers or for the professor who taught me. So I never knew that, 8 or 9 years down the line, I'll be doing the same thing. So yes, in hindsight, I wanted to be a teacher and wanted to be in front of a large crowd and to interact with them, to talk to them. Yes, so I think that's my aspiration while growing up.
So, what is you think is so special about being a woman at IITH?
I won't think it is a special thing. I mean, we all have performed and we all worked hard to be here. I mean, being at IITH is even a bigger opportunity for us because there's a growing competition all around the academics. So, I mean, it was really nice for all of us. I mean, for all the women who have entered into this institute, we all have really worked hard for it. And I mean, if you look at the ratio, I mean, we have around 40 to 45 female faculties, and it feels great. I mean, we all have a great bonding among all the women faculties. So it's really special because there is no discrimination that this is a male faculty or she's a female faculty. All are treated equally, and I think this is one of the best traits of IIT Hyderabad. No discrimination, all are treated equally.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it's quite a difficult question for me. Yeah. So, because all the people in IIT Hyderabad, all the professors, yeah, regardless of the gender, so are very special. However, what to say? I feel like a female professor is quite active. So, and what to say? In Japan, sometimes very silent. Sometimes women is quite silent in the Japanese culture. So in Indian, the culture, especially in IIT Hyderabad, so the women professor and men professor discussing quite actively. Personally, women has a lot of are good at making groups and having full of sensitivities. So I think there are many good advantage and disadvantage, and I think different roles between female professor and male professors. However, I feel like a gender equality, especially in IIT Hyderabad.
So first of all, the stigma lies with the woman itself. Like they doubt on themselves. Why to blame men or any other people? And again, that is part of like the generations and all, because they have never come out. Their mothers have been not working, so they came out and started working. So it's all about first we doubt on ourselves, and then again people will be there who there will be confusion and all. So that's what I mean. There was challenges where it has been believed that women can't do this, or you can't handle this role, or you may not able to do this. But then eventually things are now different. So it's like you have to prove, right? Women were not in these roles earlier, so people will doubt. And this place is ever changing. So someone has to break that glass ceiling.
At IIT Hyderabad, well, I think this institution has surprised me. I came here from having taught in a leading research university, and I didn't know what to expect. I was being apprehensive because it's a science and tech environment primarily, and I'm from HSS. But the institution has really surprised me with its openness. I'm not saying everything is hunky-dory, but the place has been welcoming, it has been respectful, and it has been democratic, at least from the point of view of a faculty member. I've been heard. I've functioned on committees that relate to gender concerns for a while now, for several years, and we've tried to do really important things, and Fingers crossed, but the administration, with the very top rung of the administration, has been extremely supportive and encouraging of progressive measures through this time.
So would you like to talk about a few obstacles or one of the biggest obstacles you face on your journey till here?
Yeah, so I think the biggest obstacle, which I think anyone who belongs to a non-dominant gender identity will tell you, is I think social perception, the fights that you have to, the invisible fights that you have to really tackle on your own as you grow up in life. And it doesn't necessarily come through boardroom meetings or formal presentations or professional discussions. It's always behind the curtain, under the table, behind closed doors. And so that is something that is the invisible monster that you're constantly battling. I've tried, and I know that my cohort of people who have fought the same battle have tried to make their voices heard in as strong a way as they can, and that has brought about real change to whatever degree, in whatever situation.
केलं की एवढं स्त्रीचं म्हणजे केवढं मोठं गोष्ट राहते. त्याचं आमचं हजबंड वारले ना, त्याचं मी खूप फेस्ट करले मी, त्याच्यानंतरच इकडे आले मी.
Thanks to my parents, I never got into the obstacle of being a woman. They always treated me like a special kid, and kid doesn't have a gender, male or female. And as far as the obstacle is concerned, I only recollect one thing, which when I was fighting with the life with my 104 temperature during a COVID on thermometer, and fighting that moment with the life to get another life is the only obstacle I felt in my life.
So I am from some orthodox kind of family where education, I mean my parents were not educated, and when I was in some fifth I think I was in 5th standard and my father passed away. So then it was my mother, and who was not educated that time. She doesn't know what is the value of education. And I had my brother, and then her focus was on my brother because he can work and then take care of the family and so on. Right? And at that time, women education, I don't know, maybe because of my family, but no one in my family studied actually. I mean, girls, they never used to study, go for higher studies and all. I mean, they just finished 10th or 12th standard and that is it. I've never seen, at least I don't have a role model per se, like I want to be like her within my circle. That was one thing for me, like, and it was so much that they were of so much in ignorance, I should say, that okay, girls should not study. And for example, when I finished my 12th standard, and I mean, usually we write this common entrance test, MCET, engineering common entrance test will be there. It's MCET in Andhra, right? So I wrote the exam, I got a very good rank. But then my mother was not willing me to go and join. I mean, there will be counseling sessions, online counseling now, right? They usually, like, you have to physically go and do the counseling sessions to choose the college that you want based on your rank. And that counseling session was coming nearby, and we need some certificates, etc. to get ready, and no one was bothered because they thought, okay, now that is it. Now she's ready 12th standard, that is it, she's not going for higher studies. And then I was also like that. I mean, I was also not completely fighting for it because I know my family situation and no one studied, so I thought it is fine. It is fine. I mean, I want to study, but I was never aggressive or fought for it because I never thought it's my right to study per se. So I was actually doing, I mean, then that counseling session, actually my tenant, like we used to have 3 houses, and the tenant of my house, that uncle came to me and asked, what's your rank and all, because he had his son was a senior, 1 year senior to me, and then I told my rank and all. Then are you not attending the counseling? He told, no, I'm not. I told, what? Then he talked to my mother, and then he told, okay, no, so this is not the way. No. So that uncle took me for the counseling. He paid the fees, and then that is how I started. I mean, he paid the college fee, and then he made me choose the college, and then he also asked, I educated my mother, like what is the importance of studies for girls and things like that. Then I joined. I mean, it's like free. I mean, it's a university fee is very very minimal, but it's not about money. People were not knowing like women should study, and that was, I mean, my situation was like that. Not everyone's situation would be like that, but at least mine was completely different. And because of that uncle, I'm really grateful to him, and I should also bring his name or bring about discussion about him in this particular aspect, because I'm really grateful to him. Otherwise, I don't know where I will be now. For me, the way I balance is like I keep some benchmarks. Like for example, initially when I start my career, when my son was born, I was like, no, I want to be the best mom in the world. And when I start my job, I want to be the best researcher in the world. Everyone will have that, especially when you're young. You will have like you want to be the best, right? But as you go along into the reality, I mean, handling the situations and all, you know that some things you can do, some things you cannot do because of the time or whatever, physical capacity, mental capacity and so on. To me, what is, I mean, at least the best mom, what is my version of best mom, right? So then I thought, okay, I want to cook for them in the morning, okay, without fail. Every single morning I want to cook for them. And then I want to spend some time with my son, like in the evening reading stories or something. I keep these as a benchmark. Like if I am able to fulfill these two, then I am a good mom according to me. Same for job. Like I have some rules. I mean, I keep some rules because I can't work like 24/7 for the job as well.
కష్టమవుతుంది కానీ తప్పదు, ఎందుకంటే ఇంటికాడికి వెళ్ళినాక ఖచ్చితంగా స్త్రీయే చేయాలి. పిల్లల కాడికే ఇంట్లో ఉన్న వృద్ధుల కాడికే కూడా ప్రతి వర్క్ కూడా చెప్పేది స్త్రీలకే. కాబట్టి ఇక్కడ చేసి ఇంటికి వెళ్ళి చేయాలంటే చాలా కష్టము, కానీ తప్పదు. ప్రతి స్త్రీ ఎదుర్కొనే సమస్య ఇదే.
So I'll tell you very frankly, there's no balance. Sometimes your work will hamper, sometimes your family life will hamper, and that's how things will go.
This is a burden that persons of all gender identities should have to share, and not just women. Personally speaking, when you mention the word balance, I have to stop right there and say there is no balance. I'm a workaholic. I drive myself crazy. I drive people at home crazy with my workload. I make sure that they have their peace of mind as well. But yes, so I go crazy and bonkers over work.
My work life and personal life are like a 50-50. 50% right now, because my children are still small, like primary school students. However, the percentage will be changing, so gradually as they grow up.
I think we need to understand what is the reason that they don't allow a woman in the house to work. If it is because they feel that the woman has to be at home and take care of the kids and take care of things at home, I think that's where the problem lies, in thinking that it's the woman who has to run the house and the man has to go out and earn money. Because I believe things need to be done in the house which even men can do, like, you know, folding clothes and ironing clothes, or, you know, sitting with the kids and doing their homework. I think even that a father can do. It's not just a mother's job.
आपल्या विचार वेगळे वेगळे असतात. म्हणजे स्त्री असं बाहेर कामाला गेलं तर जरा चांगलं वाटतंय, त्यांचं भविष्य तो पुढे बघू शकतात, 4 पैसे हाताला येतात, पोरंदाला बघू शकतात. एकाला एक काम करला तरच एकामे एक भेटते ना, काही बी त्यांना समजावं शकतं. आपण 4 पैसे हातानेच आपण जमा करला तर पुढे फ्युचरला आपल्याला चांगलं राहतंय. त्याच्यानंतर काम नाही करलं तर बी चालतंय, जर पोरे मोठे झाले कीच.
I find this question itself wrong. First of all, no one is there to allow someone. It's like if I will seek permission, then someone will allow me, right? Why someone should allow someone to go for work? It's my choice, right? But then again, the stigma, women think like that, I have to take a permission of X, Y, Z to work. You should seek suggestion. You should seek advice, you should debate. There's no problem in all those things, but because not necessarily I will be correct, or being a woman I am always correct. But seeking permission, I don't think women need to seek permission.
Yeah, so first point, women are working non-stop all the time. With all the domestic work that they're doing, wake up and see this to all those people. They work more than you do. They're working 24/7, 365 days a year. There's no, there's no overtime and there's no off duty. They're always at it. So they're always doing work, and extremely productive work, just work that does not pay, not in terms of money, and most often not in terms of respect and recognition. To people who continue to think like that, you should have been gone in the previous century. Yeah.
Okay, so to all the lovely women out there, happy Women's Day to all of you. May you love yourselves unconditionally first before you love others unconditionally. And I believe all of us have this ability to be great human beings first. So may we all be that without having anything stopping us from being great. So have a great Women's Day today and the rest of the year. Not just today, for the rest of the year also.
First, love yourself, appreciate yourself, then other people will do. Do whatever you want to do. Don't underestimate yourself. Try. If you're failing, that's fine. Everyone failed. And deal with all these things. And the world is biased. No one is fair. Things are grey. Accept it. Grow. Strength to strength. Thank you.
చాలామంది స్త్రీలు అంటే ఆడపిల్లలు పుడుతున్నారని చాలామంది బాధపడుతున్నారు. ఇంకా కొంతమంది అయితే ప్రెగ్నెంట్ ఉన్నప్పుడే స్కానింగ్ ద్వారా పాప పుడుతుందో బాబు పుడతాడో అని తెలుసుకోవడము, పాప అంటే బాధపడడము, బాబు అంటే సంతోషపడడం అని ఫీల్ అవుతున్నారు. అలా ఏం ఫీల్ కావద్దు. ఎందుకంటే అన్నిట్లలో, చదువులలో, జాబులలో, అన్నిట్లలో ఆడవాళ్ళు ముందుంటున్నారు. కాబట్టి ప్రతి ఒక్కరు కూడా స్త్రీలను తక్కువ చేసి చూడొద్దు. ఎక్కడైనా స్త్రీలకి మనము గౌరవించాలి.
ఏ అమ్మాయి కూడా ఎవరికి భయపడొద్దు. డేర్గా మాట్లాడాలి అందరితో. ఎవరికి భయపడొద్దు.
Yeah, so my message is not just for the women, it's for society at large, for everyone watching. Really my message is, please look around you. Women are not special, women are not unique, women are not to be worshipped. They are to be respected on exactly the same grounds as persons of any gender identity. So if you really want to celebrate Women's Day, make this world more equal for women and for other non-dominant gender identities. And to all the women out there, don't make compromises, don't sacrifice thinking that that's necessary for you to do. We valorize all that kind of format of self-compromising action far too much. I would encourage you to just fight for your goals and to keep going till you achieve it. Strive, strive and strive, because you have as much of a right to be a workaholic as anyone else on this planet.
So my message is just be your authentic self. Be very natural. I think we don't need to be very different for others or whatever. We need not prove anything. I feel, at least my message is very simple. Just be your authentic self. You're already very good and you're very strong.
Try to become the better version of yourself, and that what will make you happy and more confident. Girls, we all have the power to achieve what you want to. The sky is limitless. Just go for it. Have that conviction, have that confidence in yourself. Give your dreams the wings that is waiting to be unfolded. And you don't have to seek validation, as I mentioned before. You don't have to seek validation from others. Try to surround yourself with people who really uplift you. Don't try to be, friends with someone just for maintaining that friendship. If you feel that the person next to you saying some mean things to you, try to take, positive criticism, but negative criticism, you can simply shun it away. Believe in yourself. This is a very cliched statement, but please believe in yourself. You are really stronger than you ever are. So this is my advice that I would like to give to the girls.
The most beautiful gift we have today is a life. So make full use of it, enjoy it fully, and you will see that there is no moment of sorrow in your life. Thank you.
If you feel like I need support, so if you feel like I need support because you needed to say it aloud in front of, no hesitation. So because nobody knows, so you have a problem or issues, so you shouldn't hesitate to say I have a problem and I have an issue, please help me. So I think the people around you will help you. So I think that is my message, because I have a lot of difficult time. So yeah, in India and in Japan. So I am not a shy person. I have a this kind of problem. Please help me. So and then people around me notice my problem, and then they also share the problem together and help each other. So this kind of communication could be important for regardless of gender, but it's quite important skills to survive everywhere. So that is my message.
माझं म्हणणं आहे की एकामेक भेटून दोघं भेटूनच विचार करून पुढे चालतच चांगलं राहते.